Hey guys, welcome back to another Real Talk Sunday. Y'all know we like to get real on our Real Talks, and since Thanksgiving is upon us, we decided that me and TJ are going to kind of have a Q&A session. We're going to reflect back on the past year and kind of share with you what we're thankful for.
Yeah, we had a lot to be thankful for this year. We've been real fortunate. Our garden done good. No sickness in the family too much, and there's just a lot of stuff to be thankful for that people, they complain about this, complain about that. I got a lot to complain about with work, but you know what? I'm here, and I got a healthy family, healthy dog, and I gained a few pounds, so I can't complain too much.
But we're just going to have fun with this episode. Maybe it'll give you guys a little more of a inside understanding of me and TJ as a team, as a couple, and kind of how we work. But we want to invite you guys also to sit down with your significant other, or if it's just you, that's fine too, and ask these questions among yourself, just to reflect back and show gratitude.
Yeah, we got deep with it. She's talking about that, and she asked about what we want to do the Real Talk Sunday on, and that's kind of what I was thinking, the same lines, and we mentioned it, so she got her stuff together. But we kind of done this the other night in the, or you done it really, with the kids. I think Lane and Sadie was in there, and she got to asking them some of these deep questions, and it's pretty fun and interesting to hear what everybody's got to say. It ain't just about me and her. It's the whole family. Get everybody together and go asking questions, because you'd be surprised what people's thankful for, not thankful for. Simple things to somebody might be big to somebody else. So
that's
you
right.
never know.
I'm a deep thinker anyway. He tells me all the time, he says, you're thinking too hard. You're going too deep with this. But it's just my nature, and I like to dig down and see what make people tick, and that's kind of what we're doing. So we'll jump right in.
We were talking about doing the Real Talk Sunday today. She said, find us somewhere to get. It is 4 days before Thanksgiving. Of course, the Sunday before Thanksgiving here in South Georgia, and it is 112 degrees out here. And every place that we normally would record is sun's out. So we come down here. She said, find us a place while she was feeding the quail. So I come down here to the pond. I don't even think you can see it in the background. It's about dried up, but anyway, I just throw that in there. No benefit, it has no benefit.
Yeah, we're in need of some rain, but anyway, jumping right in. Question number 1. What are 3 things this year that changed your life for the better? For us, number 1, on top of the list, and is actually answer to a lot of these questions, is YouTube. YouTube has been a dream of TJ's for quite a while, and he's mentioned it back and forth to me, and I'll be honest with you guys. Before we started this endeavor, I knew nothing about YouTube. I never got on YouTube. Every once in a while, if I was searching something and, the search results recommended me to a YouTube video, yeah, I would watch the YouTube video to learn about whatever I was trying to do. But as far as being an avid YouTuber on just watching, I never went there for entertainment. And so it was a brand new thing for me. But we finally broke down and just said, no more excuses, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And that is exactly what we did a year ago. We started in November of last year. So we have made 1 complete year, and boy, has it been a ride.
Yeah, we've always been close to one another, spent a bunch of time with one another, but this kind of, I don't want to say forces, because we're together all the time anyway, but we put a lot of time sitting here discussing at night about what we're going to do, or making the videos, instead of me being in there, like her would be out there tending to the chickens, and I would be in the house and say, for instance, I got to go process a deer here in just a little while. I'd be doing the processing of deer, and she helps me when she gets time to package, but she's right there with me recording. She's learning stuff from me, and if I'm out there recording with her, I'm learning stuff from about the chickens that I didn't know, and I can share stuff. Like, she can be at work and share a story about, yeah, well, TJ done this and this. with the deer. And my buddies asked me about chickens, and I tell them some stuff that I learned. So we learning a lot from each other too. It ain't just about the spending time with each other. I don't get tired of her. I think she probably gets tired of me though. But
and like he said, the learning has been the greatest asset from starting YouTube. Not only from, like he said, the things we have learned from each other, being right side by side when I'm filming him or vice versa, he's filming me with the activities and the things that I kind of do on the homestead versus me filming him doing the things that he normally does on the homestead. So it's been a trade-off there, but not only that, this whole venture has really taught us you've got to just not worry about what people think. You know, to jump on YouTube and make videos and make a hard go at it, you got to get some tough skin, because there's haters out there that'll throw, hateful comments, and you've just got to learn to look over them, not let them bother you. And that was very hard for me in the beginning because I'm a reactor. I like to argue my point a lot, and TJ tones me down on that because he's more laid back, chill, just let stuff kind of roll off his back. And doing this, I have learned, or I am learning, let me say I am learning how to do that and a little more often than before. But it's also taught us how important this lifestyle is to us and how fulfilling it is, and being able to share that with other people and the comments that we get back with questions or realizations to us that not everybody lives this way. I guess it just makes us more thankful that we're able to live this way, I guess is where I'm going with that.
And it's also been a learning experience for us. Like her saying about the comments, people talk, you got the hateful comments. Some of this stuff, that's what I kind of come about yesterday, deciding that we wanted to do the Real Talk Sunday this way, is because I was looking at our garden back there. I've always planted tomatoes, I've always done potatoes, peas. I ain't real keen on corn, but far as greens like the broccoli, the cabbage, the collards and turnips and stuff like that. My dad's always planted them, and I get some from him or other people, but I've never really done it myself, So I was just as excited as a kid in a candy store when I saw a first head of broccoli out there. But,
we both were. And this takes us to number 2. The original question was, what are the 3 things this year that changed your life for the better? Number 1 being YouTube, and he brought us right into number 2, was trying new things in the garden. It was very rewarding.
The YouTube deal, we're learning too. I mean, we got a green thumb about certain things, but we're learning as we go too, and we're using what we are learning and our mistakes and putting it out on YouTube, and people hate on you. Well, you're not doing this right. Well, we're not professionals. We're not
at anything.
We know a lot. We know a little about a lot, but we don't know a lot about hardly anything besides her chickens. But we're learning too, and y'all learning with us, and it's a teaching tool. That's why I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. And anyway, I jumped in there on that one.
And the third thing on the list is the raising quail venture that we jumped off in. We were just before we started this video, he mentioned that I was out there feeding the quail while he was trying to find a spot for us to do the episode today. And me and him got out there and we got to talking about the quail, and that was something we jumped off into. We had no experience with whatsoever. I have raised chickens for quite a few years. And so I'm not brand new to the ball game, but never raised quail before. And me and him were chit-chatting about it, and we were talking about how efficient the quail are compared to the chickens. And don't get me wrong, I love my chickens. I'll probably have chickens to the day I go in the dirt. But as far as, what was my word I used?
The total time, I guess, the
Like, for example,
Yeah. Just go to example.
the first batch of quail that we hatched, they're 5 weeks old today. I'm still on my first bag of feed. Now, granted, we only ended up with 32 out of that batch, but still, to raise out 32 birds to 5 weeks old on one bag of feed, you'll never do that with chickens. And I really think, 8 weeks they're ready to butcher, or either 8 weeks they're starting to lay. So to get a bird to 8 weeks on roughly probably 40 or 50 bucks for 32 birds, I mean, you can't even compare that to chickens. And so to have that food source, like we were doing the calculations, if our predictions are right, by the time we get to butcher, I think we can do it on 2 or 2.5 bags of feed for those 32 birds. And that's a little over $1 a piece that we have invested in those quail. And if you go to the grocery store and you pick up a box of quail, I'll let you guys do the math. Not only that, it's very rewarding, satisfying, fulfilling to know that you hatched, raised, butchered, and put that meat on the table. I cannot express the sense of fulfillment that comes from that.
Yeah, I'm excited too, because this year we're gonna do a Thanksgiving. Y'all gonna see that. It's gonna be something I'm working on and doing some research on it, and I'm gonna try it either way. But this year for Thanksgiving, we're gonna have us a deer Thanksgiving and a quail Christmas dinner. So I'm excited.
Yeah, the quail will be ready. Our first batch of quail will be ready to butcher right at Christmas. So he's thinking quail for Christmas.
Yep, quail for Christmas and deer for Thanksgiving. That's what we do. We got us a turkey too, but that's something I'm really excited about trying. I've tried to research it. I hadn't seen anything on YouTube or in my little bit of research I've done so far. I haven't seen what we're going to do this year for Thanksgiving, so I'm excited to try it. It may be a disaster, but...
We always do something a little untraditional every year. Drop it in the comments. What if you do something unique or different and kind of off the beat path of Thanksgiving tradition? Let us know in the comments if you do something a little different.
Last year, it's talking, going back to the first of it, we started in November last year. That is about the time when some of our first videos, I want to say, that come up. And she was still just, I'm not the editor, she's the editor, and she does a wonderful job, and she's learned a bunch in a year. I'm very thankful for her. Very thankful for her. We wouldn't be Blue Dog without her. But some of our first videos, and great videos, great footage, but we were still learning on it. But we spent Thanksgiving in a camper last year at the lake, and we fished cold.
Very cold.
I think we wound up with 30-something catfish, one of our biggest blues.
Yep. We had a good trip.
Good trip. But I think it was our first video, wasn't it? That or the possum.
Right there at it.
Yeah.
Right there at it.
But we spent Thanksgiving camping and fishing in cold weather on the lake last year, and I can't remember, I think we grilled our Thanksgiving dinner.
We did.
Was it the meatloaf?
Yeah.
Catfish for Thanksgiving.
I remember it being a Thanksgiving meal. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, we had it all wrapped up in tinfoil.
Yeah.
I had to go back and look at the footage myself. See, that's a good thing about YouTube too, see? Your mind's going bad and you're getting old, you can go back and look at your YouTube to figure out what was what. And our kids, they all watch it. They pick at me about some of the stuff I say and do on there, and they watch them.
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard because, in fact, true story, his son lives, 2.5 hours from here? And they were at a friend's wedding. And
in Atlanta.
And he had did he know the guy, or was it just a random person?
I don't know exactly how he knew.
I don't know the acquaintance, but he came up to Hunter, his son, and said, "Hey, it's your dad that's got all those chickens on YouTube and raises chickens." And so sometimes you're just kind of taken aback because you forget that your life's out there for the world to see. And but it's a fun experience, and it's like I say, we're doing nothing that's out of the ordinary. This is just our everyday life out here on the homestead.
The only thing we do different is we have to edit some of our stuff because we can get a little quirky and funny, and which the stuff that we enjoy that y'all don't get to see. It would be funny if y'all could. If we could just walk around all day long with a mic on.
It would be a
Like
we would be a comedy act.
Yeah, a while ago when we was doing the thumbnail for this video, she was laughing. She was crying. I couldn't get my poses
And that happens like every time I sit down to edit one of our videos. It never fails. I am out there completely by myself in the little building where I've kind of got my little office set up, and I will be in tears laughing right by myself because I'm laughing at us on these videos, editing out bloopers and different things, or the expression on his face, or, I mean, it gets hilarious. It really does. But moving on, so that's our 3 things that this year that changed, we feel like changed our life for the better. YouTube, doing new things in the garden, and raising quail. So moving on to question number 2. What hard things are you thankful for now? Again, for us, it's YouTube. YouTube is not for the weak. It is, like I mentioned before, I don't care if you're a fresh teen or a 90-year-old. There is a huge learning curve to learn everything that you have to know, about the copyrighted music, about your editing software. You're constantly learning new things, and there's so many tools out there to help with the workflow, but those are each and every tool you've got to learn. You've got to get used to it. I mean, it's just been like I said, a huge learning curve, but it's also a challenge, and I love challenges.
Yeah, that's one thing about we learn about each other. I'm laid back, just whatever. It don't really take a whole lot to entertain me. I can watch a fly around in the air, butterfly play around on a flower or something. But she has to have her mind, has to be going, has to be challenged, has to be, and it's actually, to me, she spends hours and hours. She got up this morning right after daylight, and she had just got off the computer here shortly, and it's a Sunday, and she's got to be at work in the morning. She'll get up at 5 o'clock. But for her, it's good for her. Because, I mean, that's just what she's good at. I'm 100%, you could put her over in the White House, or you could put her over Exxon Oil, and she would make it profit, and she would take to it and she gives it her all on everything she does. That's one thing it's a blessing with her, is because I don't got that. Like I said, I watch a doo-doo bug. Anyway, get a little carried away. But
Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a very deep thinker, and so my mind is non-stop. Like, sometimes I'll ask him, what you thinking about? And he'll look at me and he'll say nothing. And I'm like, there's no possible way that anybody on the face of the earth can just think of nothing. But he swears to me that he's thinking of absolutely nothing. My son is the same way. He says, Mama, it's no big deal to think of nothing. And I'm like, if only I could think of nothing. I would be happy with a minute out of the day, but my mind just doesn't work that way. It's nonstop all the time.
you know the butterflies. Just the butterflies. A bunch of them. I ain't seen none.
See? But to finish that question, yes, YouTube was a very hard thing for both of us to learn and adapt to, but it has been very rewarding to be able to constantly see our subscribers grow in number, and every day we have more and more engagement from our viewers and from you guys, and that makes it all worthwhile. It really does. And just to be able to see something, a project that you've worked on to this magnitude, actually start gaining what's my word?
Start gaining ground and blowing up and flowering.
Oh.
I know what you're trying to say. Why can't I say it? When you actually start to see it grow and gaining momentum, get a little traction behind it, you have little low moments where sometimes that you'll go a couple of days, there won't be any subscribers. That's the first thing I do every morning when I wake up is hit YouTube and see if we got any subscribers, and Mama will get a video up and it'll catch, and you see them jump up a little bit, and then you get a bunch of comments. I love the comments. I don't care if they're negative. I laugh at them. It don't bother me. But when you start seeing it catch some traction and move a little bit, and it's rewarding.
That's when you know it was all worthwhile. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. All right, moving on to question number 3. What's a small, ordinary thing you're grateful for lately?
My lucky underwear.
Your lucky underwear. For me, the answer that I came up with for that question was hands down our time together in the deer stand. This hunting season, I have gone with him most every time. I have skipped out on a couple cold mornings. I will admit to that. But just that solitude that we have together, sitting side by side, not talking, and just feeling that you hunters know what I'm talking about. Just that complete, peaceful solitude of being at one with nature, sitting in that deer stand, like hearing every little bird tweet, or like yesterday afternoon when we were in a deer stand, we were up on a buddy ladder stand, and there was this beetle or bug, some kind of bug with wings that just kept flying by, and normally you would never hear that bug, but I mean, I could hear it every time it went by. The sound of mosquitoes.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, the sound of mosquitoes will drive you crazy, because yesterday she put a head net on. I had one, but I decided not to put it on. But the sound of a mosquito, how loud they are, and you get so aggravated because you don't want to reach up there and slap your ear, because if you slap the mosquito away from your ear, then you're moving your hands. But the sound is so aggravating because you want to be able to hear any little crack, because a deer can move through the woods. A squirrel sounds like an elephant, and a deer sounds like a gnat.
And for me, I need that. I need that solitude, that slow down, that force to be completely still. So even in the afternoons when we get ready to go hunting and I'm wrapped up tight and editing a video or whatever, I make myself put it down to go do that, because I think it's very, very good for my mental health to do it.
Puts the brain to sleep for a minute.
But that's just one small, ordinary thing that I'm hugely grateful for. All right, moving on to number 4. What's something you didn't appreciate earlier, but you do now? I'm going to let TJ take this one. He had a really good response to this one, or one I was proud of anyway, about the grocery shopping.
Read that question again. Let me get my...
What's something you didn't appreciate earlier, but you do now?
I've always been... Anybody that talks to me, it don't matter. I drive a truck. If I go buy parts for a truck, how much was that? How much was that? You go to the grocery store and I just walk around, fill the buggy up, and don't pay it no attention. But recently, Mama's always went in there. She bargain shops. No, we don't need to get that. We need to get this one. Well, yesterday, and it made me think about me. That's why she said that. Yesterday, she sent me to the grocery store by myself because she had some videos she was recording. And so I went to the grocery store, and I come back. She said, I thought we weren't going to, we're going to survive off, mainly that's our main source of protein is deer meat, and we got fish, and now we're going to have quail, eggs, and stuff like that. But
we're going to cut back on buying meat.
Well, it's Thanksgiving. Well, I got there, and I got looking, this is on sale. So I got a couple items on sale. She said, well, you bought some stuff on sale? I said, well, this is buy one, get one free. I actually went in there and paid attention and didn't pick up some stuff that probably I need to pick up. And but I am thankful that I've learned that from her, because when I got up right to the cash register and I had to swap that debit card, it felt a lot better. Because to me, normally with that amount of stuff, would have probably been around $600. So I saved a little money yesterday. I learned how to bargain shop.
I'm very thankful that he's learned how to bargain shop, because it used to drive me insane. Because like I say, if he ever went by himself or went to the parts store, just like you mentioned, he'll get home and I'll say, well, how much was it? Did you check so-and-so? I don't know. and it would drive me crazy.
Well, the way the economy's going and just this lifestyle, because we can cut back. We don't have to go. We don't have to go to. I didn't have to go to the grocery store yesterday. I had to get half and half for Mom's coffee. But besides that, we could self-sustain easily. But it's Thanksgiving. We got the kids is out of school all week. I know we have a crowd a couple nights this week, and just instead of cooking deer meat, we're gonna throw some chicken in there, and that's something too we're gonna work on. We've talked a lot about getting into some butchering chickens.
Yeah, some meat chickens, and we've mentioned that in a couple of our other videos. Don't give up on us. We're definitely gonna jump on that project, but we wanted to see how these quail we're gonna do, and juggling 2 different batches, and I'm trying to get the calculations right on how we want to stagger our hatches on the quail. And we also wanted to wait and see how much room they were going to actually accommodate. And so now that we're on the tail end of getting all that stuff worked out, we're going to figure out exactly when we're going to order the Cornish cross meat birds, the chicks to raise. So that's something else that you guys can be on the lookout for in the near future.
And the whole reason I said that is because I did buy some chicken yesterday, and I love chicken. It's a good protein. And the birds that we have now, we don't use to raise, we use for the eggs. And Mama sells hatching eggs on the internet, and we use it for other reasons other than to eat. But we want to get some to eat, because a little bit, or Sadie loves chicken. She loves chicken pasta. Just a lot of different recipes that she loves with chicken, and I would rather just raise our own, and that'll be a little less money I have to spend we have to spend at the grocery store.
I hope y'all getting some free entertainment out of this goofball right here. What is she doing?
She's watching Sadie over there. Sadie walked over messing around doing something.
She's catching flies too.
Mm.
Okay, number 5. What's one way you supported each other this year? All right, I'm gonna tackle this one, because you need us, huh? Yeah.
See, that's a good thing about chicken. She's cooking in there. She just hollers. She went out to the chicken pen.
She walked out to the chicken pen.
Barefooted, no.
Got her an egg. Said, Mama, can I have this egg? Because I have gotten onto them so much. Like if I have an egg order, not to take away from the family, but I separate out. And so a lot of times I'll have our eating eggs stashed in one place, and then another stash for an order that I'm collecting on. And so they're always paranoid. They're like, can I eat this egg? Can I have this egg? And I'm like, yeah. But that's where that came from. But it is neat. I mean, she's 17. She walks out, she gets an egg from the chicken coop, she goes back in, she cooks her breakfast. How many other 17-year-olds do you know that do that?
Go out and pull her some peppers. She loves to go out there. We put up a bunch of peppers this year, and she had rather go out there to the garden and get her a jalapeno and a bell pepper and come right back in and cut it out the seeds. So.
She's a mastermind at using the stuff from the garden. She loves to cook, and she'll just go out there, pick what she needs, go in, prepare it, cook it, and eat it. But we keep getting off track, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, what's one way you supported each other this year? I said I was going to tackle this one. Okay. First and foremost, we do pretty much everything together. Like him going to the grocery store by himself yesterday is a rarity. And now down to hunting, we do that together now because I'm filming. And even if we stopped YouTube tomorrow, I would probably still go hunting with him because I have found that I really enjoy it. Like I said, I feel like it's good for my mental health to just stop and take a break. But we do most everything in life together. The only time we're separated is when we work our daily jobs. And that's why we hope to succeed at this YouTube thing, because then we can be together every day.
Mm-hmm.
But one way this year that stands out to me that we have supported each other is YouTube has taken up a lot of our time that might have been used towards homestead chores or chores inside the house, different things, because it takes a lot of time to film, edit, and upload one single video. There's a lot that goes into that behind the scenes, a lot. And TJ is not very computer friendly. He doesn't like computers or any of the tech stuff. So I do majority of that, and
Just all of it.
because of that, he has stepped up and he picks up the slack on the homestead chores, the house chores that it pulls me away from. And I think that that's just teamwork. I mean, I don't ask him to do that. He doesn't ask me to do the editing. It's just an unconscious trade-off that we do because we know it needs doing. And we know what, I'm capable of doing, what he's capable of doing, and it just works out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just true partnership and true teamwork. And it's absolutely a requirement if you're going to do the things that we do. And I'm grateful for him to be able to, do this with me and step up to the plate like he does.
And I'm happy to do cook. I do a lot of the cooking, which I enjoy cooking. A lot of people, especially, growing up in the time that I grew up in, or me and her both grew up in, the woman was supposed to do all the cooking, clean this, that, and other, but I don't believe that. My dad done a lot of cooking, but I'd heap rather go in there and cook supper or do some other chores or whatever than I would on that computer. And I'm very, very thankful for her for that. 'Cause like I said, it would not be Blue Dog Ventures if it was not for her. I could probably learn some of it, but she's so good at it, and she puts her heart and soul and passion and everything she's got into it. And thankful for you, babe.
I'm thankful for you.
Boom, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, it does. But we're probably gonna wrap it up right there. We had a few more questions, but as always, we get a little long-winded, and I think we're way past the 30-minute mark at this point. So we'll come to a stopping point there. But we hope these questions and me and TJ sitting here having this conversation between us and sharing this with y'all has given you.
Yeah, we country.
Has given you a little bit of incentive to slow down, sit with one another, just have a heart-to-heart, tell each other what you're thankful for, reflect on the past year. We all have hard times. We all have different things. We all have, run into illnesses and just trials and tribulations of life. And sometimes that can get us down and into a hole sometimes that we have a hard time climbing out of. But it's important, yet and still, even in those bad times and you're in that dark hole, to find some light, find something that you are thankful for, and use that as your rope to pull yourself out, even if it's a little bit every day.
That's pretty inspirational.
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah, like she said, it's find something that you're thankful for and dwell on it. Don't dwell on the bad. Yeah,
a lot of times you can learn from those dark times,
Exactly. It's a learning curve. It's always you something bad happens, you learn something from it every time.
And if you're in a relationship, a lot of times you learn a lot about your partner and how they react to things, and how, thankfully, me and him, we feed off each other, and I can be a little high-strung sometimes. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a reactor. I like to state my point. I like to get my point across. And that's not always a bad thing, but at the same time, on the opposite end of the spectrum, he's cool, calm, and collect. He's always laid back. It takes a lot to ruffle his feathers. And I think when you take those two personalities and you mesh them together, he gets a little bit more grit from me. I get a little bit more laid back and calmness from him. And so it's a good meet in the middle. And he has a way of kind of toning me down, calming me down when I get heated or when I get, you know, upset about a certain situation that I just can't let go of. And I think it's important that you find your someone in life that can kind of anchor you, and he has definitely been my anchor.
Yeah. You're gonna make me cry.
No.
No, but I do appreciate it. That's nice. But if
Reddy,
got,
you my anchor too. She just looked over here at me.
She's her shadow. But
She is.
This I enjoyed this today. I don't know if I don't know. I just enjoy this style. It's like we communicate with you and y'all sitting in the room with us and talking, even though you ain't asking the questions. But if you got any questions to ask about or curious, shoot us a comment. Or if you like this style video that we done, this Real Talk Sunday, if you want to hear more about us talking about stuff or get more in depth about whatever, relationship or homestead or raising kids or whatever. But I've enjoyed our Real Talk Sunday hanging out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Retta hung out with us too, right here with us.
She did. But that sun's creeping on up. My back's on fire in this dark shirt.
Yeah, that's why I try to find us some shade, but it's fixing to be. That storm got rid of all our shade around here.
But as always, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, if you did, drop us a comment. Let us know. Do you want to see more videos that's, you know, like this, where it's more heart to heart, us real and raw? Just drop it in comments, and I guess
all you guys is traveling for Thanksgiving this year.
Yep.
Y'all be careful out there on the roads. Y'all eat plenty, get full, and hope you have a good Thanksgiving. And just like y'all, we really, really appreciate y'all. That's something we're very appreciative of this year.
absolutely.
All y'all that stick with us and the comments and stuff. But until next Sunday, y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Be careful, be safe, and appreciate you guys. Unless Mama got something else.
We may take next Sunday off. We hadn't quite decided yet, but if you guys go to missing our next Sunday episode, we'll be back then following Sunday. Not real sure what our Thanksgiving plans are at the moment, but we may decide to take us a day and take Sunday off. So if you're missing next Sunday's video, don't panic. We'll be back the next Sunday, and thanks for watching, guys.